This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So in the last class, I was telling you about a review tab. In that, another two options are left over. I will cover that and then proceed further. So you have protect sheet. So protect sheet means you can protect each and every sheet by assigning a password so that no changes to be made in that particular sheet. They can just view the content. It becomes read only. So protect sheet. Each sheet can be protected by assigning a password. So protect sheet. Each sheet can be protected by assigning a password. Once sheet is protected, it becomes read only. We can't edit the content. We can't edit the content, but you have a drawback. We are able to copy the content of protected sheet to another sheet or sheets. Okay. So in this workbook, I have n number of sheet. Each sheet can be protected by assigning a password. So you're going to review tab, go to protect sheet. It's going to ask you for password. I can type the password. I'm just assigning it as 123. So passwords are case sensitive. If you type it in uppercase, it should be in uppercase. If you type it in lowercase, it should be in lowercase. Okay. So again, I'll type 123. Click on OK. Now this sheet is protected. Only this particular sheet is protected. Once I have protected, here you can see unprotect option is active. Now, if you are not able to make any changes here. So the cell or chart you are trying to change is protected. To make changes, unprotect the sheet. Okay. So you're not able to edit the content of this particular sheet. See, if I go to another sheet, I'm able to make changes. See, it will allow me to make changes because I have not protected this sheet. only this particular sheet is protected. Okay. If I want to see if there is a drawback, I'm able to copy the content. You can copy the content to one more sheet or to a new workbook. In new workbook in a different sheet. Okay. So if you want to unprotect, click on unprotect, remove the password. Type the password 123. I've removed it. Now I'm able to make any changes in this particular sheet. Any doubts about this protect sheet? Okay. So I'll proceed with protect workbook. Next I have protect workbook. So before protecting the workbook, check how many sheets are present in the workbook. Assume 3 sheets are present. So before protecting the workbook, check how many sheets are present in the workbook. Assume 3 sheets are present in one workbook. We are able to make any changes to these 3 sheets. But what is the difference then? We can't add new sheet. We, we can't add new sheet. We can't delete sheet. We can't add new sheet. We can't delete sheet. We can't rename sheet. We can't move or copy sheet. These things will not be active. Okay. Now let's see. I'm in this new workbook. In this new workbook, in sheet 1, I have this content. In sheet 2, assume that I have some names. Again, in one more sheet, I have some content. Okay, each sheet is having 3 different contents. Okay, I'll just save this file. I'll just save it on the desktop. So December 24 demo file. Okay, I'll just save this. I've given the file name. Okay, any doubts still here? You have a new workbook. In that, in 3 sheets, I have 3 different content. Okay, now what I'm doing is I want to protect this workbook. See, I have 3 sheets. Each sheet is containing different content. I want to protect this workbook. Go to protect workbook. It will ask you for password. I'll type 123. Re-enter the password. Click on OK. Now I have protected the workbook. If I protect the workbook, see, I'm able to make changes. I'm able to make changes. I can modify existing information. I can add new content. Any changes can be done. Then what is the difference? On your sheet, if you right click, these options are inactive. If you right click on the sheet tab, all these options are inactive. So few options are inactive. See, if I right click, so few options are inactive. See, I cannot add new sheet. I cannot delete the sheet. Among these 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, among this any one sheet I cannot delete. I cannot change the name of the sheet. I cannot move this sheet 1, place it after sheet 3. Okay. And I cannot hide. These options are inactive. Suppose if I unprotect, I'll go for protect workbook, I'll remove the password. It is showing you here, unprotect workbook. I'll type the password, click on OK. Now all the options are active. If I click on insert, I'm able to insert one more sheet. See, before sheet 3, sheet 4 has got inserted. I can drag and place it after sheet 3. Or I can place this before sheet 1. Or I can drag it and place it here. I can add a new sheet. If I want, I can change the name of this sheet. I can rename the sheet. Again, right click. I can move. One method is you can select the sheet, drag it and place it here. Again, drag it and place it here. Again, if you want to change it back, right click, rename. I'll change this back to sheet 1. Okay. Now right click, move or copy. One more method is go to move or copy. Now you are in sheet 1. I want the sheet 1 to move to end. That is, it has to be placed after sheet 4. I'll select move to end. Click on OK. Now sheet 1 has been placed after sheet 4. If I want to move it back, bring it back before sheet 2, right click, move or copy. Now automatically it will come before sheet 2. So before sheet, it will come before sheet 2. It has again moved back. Any doubts in this? You have 4 sheets. I will right click. I will insert a sheet. New sheet is inserted. I can drag the sheet 5, place it after sheet 4. This is one method. I can drag and place this wherever I wanted. Any doubts in this? Any doubts in insert sheet, rename sheet, move sheet using dragging? Okay. If I want to move this back, I can drag and place it here. One more method is, you are in sheet 1. I want to move this sheet 1 after sheet 5. Right click. You can go for this move or copy. See, I have given the file name here. My file name, my book name is December 24 demo file. In that, I have sheet 1 to sheet 5. I want sheet 1 to be placed in the end, that is after sheet 5. So I am selecting move to end. Now click on OK. See, sheet 1 is placed after sheet 5. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Okay. You can either drag and place it here, or you can right click, move. Sheet 1 has to be placed after sheet 5. Or again, if you want to move it back, move or copy, move it back before sheet 2. It has been moved back before sheet 2. If you want this to be moved to a new workbook, go for move or copy. Now you are in this file. You have given a name for this file, December 24 demo file. I want to move this. Sheet 1 should not be present in this file. I want to move it to a new workbook. Here, if you click, you have a pop down here. If you click here, select new workbook. In the new workbook is opened. In that, this sheet has been moved here. Okay. If I click here, see, in this file, sheet 1 is not present. If I want to bring it back again, so this is my new book. In that, only one sheet which is being moved from that file. I want to move it back. Right click, move or copy. Where I wanted to move it back, I have given a file name. If you click here, move selected sheet to book. Click here, my book name was December 24 demo file. Select this file. It has again placed back in this file, and automatically that file is closed. Any doubts you have? Okay. Now, if you want the same sheet content in a new book also, or in the same workbook, here only I want to have one more copy. One more same copy I wanted in this file itself. What I'll do, I'll right click, move or copy. You select create a copy. I want one more copy of sheet 1. So what I'm doing, before sheet 1 only, one more copy of sheet 1 will be created. Instead of you inserting a new sheet and copying this content there, what I'm doing, I'm just right clicking on this, selecting move or copy. Before sheet 1 only, I want to have a one more copy of this sheet 1. So I'll select create a copy. See, in the same workbook, before sheet 1, I have the same content once again. If you want, you can rename this. You can rename it as copy of sheet 1. Any doubts you have in this? Okay. Now, if I want the same content in a new workbook, I want the same copy. Copy of sheet 1, I wanted in one more workbook also. Move means it will move. Copy means same content should be present in two workbooks. What I'll do? I'll right click, move or copy. You can click here, you will get a pop down, select new workbook. In the new workbook, it's going to open a new workbook. In that workbook, I want this copy. I'll go for create a copy. What you have to do? You are in this file. I want copy of sheet. From this file, I want this sheet content. One more copy. Create a copy. Not in the same workbook. In a new workbook. You select new workbook. Click on OK. See, one more new workbook has been opened. In that you have only one sheet. Name of the sheet is copy of sheet 1. But if you go to that file, there also that sheet exists. It is existing here also. Any doubts you have in this? Okay. So now you got the difference. So if I don't want that file, one more file which is containing the same copy, you can just exit. You need not save that file. Okay. Now I'll right click. If I want to hide the sheet, that sheet is hidden. Again right click. Once you have hidden the sheet, click on unhide. It will show you which is the sheet which is hidden. You can bring it back. Okay. Any doubts in hiding and unhiding the sheet? How to hide and how to bring that sheet back which is hidden. No doubts? Okay. So you know the difference between product sheet and product workbook. Okay. And protecting the file. I've told you three things. Under file menu, you have info. Under that, protect document. In that, encrypt your file. How to assign a password to your file. Before opening the file only, it should ask you for the password so that no one should make changes to the content of the file. It should ask me for the password. Only then, if the password is correct, I can enter into the file. So one is how to protect your file by assigning a password. In that file, you have so many sheets. Each sheet can be protected by assigning a password. Either same password or different passwords can be given for each and every sheet. If you want to protect the workbook, difference between protect sheet and protect workbook is protect workbook, it allows you to edit the content of the sheets. Before protecting the workbook, check how many sheets are there. Once you have protected, if you have 3 sheets, in those 3 sheets, any changes can be done. But additionally, you cannot insert new sheet, rename, delete, copy, or move or copy the sheets either in the same workbook or in a new workbook. Any doubts? Okay. Next, we'll go on to this. We have different types of references. One is relative, one is absolute, one is mixed reference. We will check it out. So far, whatever we have worked is my relative reference. So this is my sheet which is having some data. Okay, that is, in this database I have month, total revenue, total expenses. I want to know my net income. If I want to know my net income, what is the formula? What is the formula to find net income? Speak out, or see, this is my database. In this I have month, total revenue, total expenses. How do I find the net income? How do I find the net income? Total income minus expenses will give you the net income. Fine. So the formula is, what is the formula? It is present in which cell? Okay. My value is present in B column, second row, and C column, second row. Equals total revenue is B2 minus C2. So you should press enter, and then using fill hand you can drag it or you can double click. But if I come to the next cell, automatically the cell reference will change. So it will show you B3 minus C3. Here B4 minus C4. Okay. If I have thousands of values, I cannot keep dragging. So what I can do, I have one more method. What I'm doing is select this range. Select this range. Then you type the formula in D2 cell. Select the range, type the formula. Equals, see, you select the range. Select the range. Don't click there. Just select the range. Now your active cell will be D2. Okay. Equals B2 minus C2. Okay. Don't press enter. You press control enter. Press control enter. If you have thousands of values, if you want to get the net income for 1000 rows, or in that column, if you want to get the net income, you need not using fill hand drag it or double click. You can press control enter. In fraction of second you're going to get this net income. Control enter. If you press control enter, you're going to get this cell reference. Automatically it will change, but I need not use fill hand to drag it. Any doubts in this relative reference? Okay. So if you want, you can insert a new row. You can type the heading relative relative reference. Select up to D column, merge and center. If you want the same formatting, select the cell using format painter. Just click there, then again merge and center. Any doubts in this? Any doubts? Okay. Next, I'll just click on this plus sign. One more sheet will get added. Instead of right clicking and selecting insert sheet, or I can go to home tab. There also you have insert sheet. Under home tab, go to insert sheet, or in the sheet tab, click on plus sign, or right click on the sheet tab, select insert. Okay. Next, I'll click on this plus sign. New sheet is got inserted. Next, We'll go on to absolute reference. So, absolute reference. Here in this database, I have name, grade total. I want to find the percentage. Here, marks score is 100. Okay, how do I get the percentage? Equals my marks is present in B column, fourth row. Okay, my marks is present in B column, fourth row, divided by my grand total, that is B3. B4 is my value. So John is scored marks, that is 85, divided by my mark score is 100. Now if I press enter, it is showing you 85%. Now using fill hand, if I drag it, it is copied to rest of the cells. But here it is not showing you the correct value. What is happening? If I just double click here, you can see the formula. What is happening? It is taking B5 cell. B5 cell divided by B4. It is taking 65 divided by 85. It should not take 65 divided by 85. It has to take 100 only. See, each and every cell, it is taking this value divided by the previous value. That is why it is not showing you the correct answer. If I want this value to be constant, grade total, that is 100, that value, if you want to make it constant, so you are going to make this as absolute addressing. I don't want that value 100 to be changed. Okay, so B3, you have B3. In B3, the grade total value is 100. You bring the cursor in the formula bar in place of B3, press the function key F4, fix it. That value should not be changed. Okay, that value should remain 100 only. Now if you press enter, earlier it was relative method. Now it has become absolute method. If I drag it in the cell, Rita, she should get 65%. But it is showing you some other percent because it was calculating 65 divided by 85. In the cell, 75 divided by 65. That is why it is showing you incorrect percentage. Now if I drag it, see, it is showing you proper percentage. So absolute method means I don't want my grade total value to change for each and every cell. So that 100 value, maximum scored value, should remain same when you're dragging for each and every cell. For that, this cell address, B3 cell, you're making it as constant. It should not change. For that, you're making absolute method by pressing function key F4. That cell value should remain 100 only. Any doubts you have? Okay. So this is absolute reference. Again, I'll insert a new sheet. I have mixed reference. I want to get, I want to multiply A2 column with B1 column. B1 cell. I want to multiply A2 cell with B1 cell equals A2, that is 10 into B1 cell. It will show you 10. If I drag it, it is not showing you the proper value. Okay. Again, if I drag it, it is not showing you the proper value. What is happening here? It is multiplying B2 cell 10 into 2. Okay. But I want to multiply every time A into B1. I want this row to be constant and this column to be constant. So B is constant, A is constant. See, equals A2 into B1. A column should be constant. Okay. Rows should keep changing. Okay. A column is constant. Okay. A is constant. But rows, it will keep changing. Second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, sixth row. Here I am fixing it by pressing F4. If you press F4, once more if you press, see, it will show you before A column should be constant. Okay. Only rows should keep changing. Now if I press enter, see, see now column is constant. Only the rows are not here. Correct only. A column should be constant. Only row value should be changed. A column should be constant. Only rows should be changed. Now in the B column, here row is what? It is second row. Column should keep changing here. B column, C column, second row details, the value should change. So here row should be constant. Give a dollar sign here. See, now it is coming proper. In this cell, you can see the formula here. If you want to see the formula, what is present in that cell, I can go to formula, click on show formula. It will show you the formula. Okay, again click on this, it will hide the formula. Or if not, you have one in your keyboard. Before one, there is one tilde sign, like a symbol, tilde sign. You can press tilde sign. So this is the tilde sign. control that tilde sign, if you type, it will show you the formula. Again, control tilde sign, you will get back the values. Okay. See, this is about your mixed reference. Okay. So a row, in this you want b column to be constant. In this, row should be constant. Column values will keep changing in that row. Column will change here, column wise. Here, row should be fixed. Here, column should be fixed. Any doubts in mixed reference? Okay. So in case of relative reference, formula will be copied to rest of the cells, but in case of absolute, you are making one particular cell value as constant so that that formula should be applied. Okay. And I've told you about mixed cell reference. I've taken an example for multiplication of the table. Okay. Next we'll move on to mixed. We'll go on to pivot table. Okay. So normal tables are fixed. Normal table gives entire data. Okay. Pivot tables are flexible. However, I wanted, I can display only based on my requirement. I don't want all the details to appear. In case of normal table, if you have 5 columns, all the 5 column details are displayed. Entire data is displayed. In pivot table, it's flexible. Whichever columns details you wanted, you can extract only that and you can use functions. So pivot table gives us summarized data or gives subtotal of each record or each distinguished records. But when you're creating pivot table, no blank rows or columns when you're creating the pivot table. In your database, you should not have any blank row or blank column when you're creating pivot table. So normal tables are fixed. Okay. And normal table will display the entire data. In pivot table, it is flexible and it's going to give us the summarized data or it will give you the subtotal of each record. Okay. And when you're creating pivot table, you should not have any blank rows or blank columns while creating pivot table. Any doubts? Okay. I have a database. So in my database, I have date, product, region, name, units, and sales. Okay. From this, I want to create a pivot table. So here, this is my table. Table is having entire data, but I want to get summarized data. So how to do that? So select your database, select your database, go for insert, insert tab, click on pivot table. Click on pivot table. I wanted my pivot table to be displayed in the same worksheet. If I want to display it in the same worksheet, go for existing worksheet, location. Location, I can mention it here. Any one of the cell you can mention. I'll go for I column first row. Here it has to show me the summarized data. So I'll click on OK. Once I click on OK, you can see here two more tabs will be displayed. Pivot table analysis, analyze and design tab. And you can see here pivot table fields. Pivot table fields is nothing but in your database, the first row is having the field names. Those field names are displayed here. Okay, these are my pivot table fields. In your database, the first row which contains the field names are displayed here. Okay, so if I want to see only region wise sales details, what I can do, I can select this region. I want to see it column wise or row wise. I want to see the region row wise, and I want to display my sales column wise. Sales, you should place it in value. The column which is having the values should be placed in case of this values. Okay, now it is showing you sum of sales. If you don't want, you can interchange. I want region to be placed column wise and sum has to be displayed in values. Okay. If you don't want, again you can place it back row wise. Or if you want region, I'll place it in filter. I want to display in case of column names, or in case of rows names has to appear. So row wise it is showing you the sum of sales. If you don't want all the region, it is showing you all the region. Since you have placed your region in the filter, you can click here. I want to see the details of only East region. Okay, East region details it is showing you. If you don't want, again click here, select all. It will show you all the records. In case if you don't want this pivot table, you can drag it and place it here back. Any doubts you have? Now if I want it in a separate sheet, what I'll do, again select the database, go for insert, go for pivot table. Table range is nothing but the database what you have selected, that is displayed here. Okay, your database commences from A1 to F16. If I want it in a separate sheet, I want my pivot table summarized data in a separate sheet. You are in sheet 4. Before this, you will get one sheet. In that sheet, you can have your summarized data. So I wanted region wise. Region, I'll place it in row wise. Region wise sales detail. Okay, region wise sales details I wanted to display. Okay. Now, if I want to see the details of only East, it is showing you sum of sales. If I just double click on this value, sum of sales of East, if I double click, you are in sheet 5. One more separate sheet will appear. It will show you the details of sales of only East region. Similarly, if you just double click on Midwest, separate sheet, in that it will show you the details of only Midwest details. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay. Now I want my pivot table to be displayed. So I want to display my pivot table like this. Name or region, East, Midwest, South and West. I want to display the details this way. So what I should do? I want the details. This is my database. I want the details to be displayed like this. What I should do? No one is there. If you don't answer, I will not proceed further. Then tell me. I have shown you how my data should appear. I have my original table. Summarize detail, I want to get it in this way. Which fields I wanted to display. Which fields should be placed either in row or column wise. How it has to appear. Not audible. Huh? Okay. So I'll select my database. Go for insert. Go to pivot table. So select table or range. The database what I have selected, that is appearing here. Table range what you have selected is up displayed here. If you want in the existing sheet, you can go for existing sheet. Location, I'll just select one cell here. Click on OK. I'm placing this region. I'll place it in column wise. Okay, region, I'm placing it in column wise. I want to get the sales value. So I'll select the sales. I'll place it in values. Okay. If you want it row wise, you can display it row wise like this. If you want to display it column wise, you can place it column wise. Okay. Here you have design. Under design, you have a report layout. If you want it in, now it is in compact form. If I select, you can try this one by one. Show compact form or show it in tabular form. What is the difference? Compact form, it is showing you column labels. Okay. If I select show tabular form, it is showing you the name of that column. It is showing you region here. If you want to place even the names, you can select this name and display the name row wise. Okay, I want to display the output in this format, name and region. So name I want to display it row wise, region I want to display it column wise. Okay, I'll just show it once again. Suppose if pivot table fields are not appearing, you can go to this pivot table, click on this field list. It will show you the field list. See, I've shown you here. Name should be displayed row wise. I want my region to be displayed column wise. I want my sales to be placed in values. Okay. Now I want some changes to be done. See, it is showing you region. It is showing you the column name. If you change this under design tab, it is showing you compact form. Compact means it will not show you it is showing you row labels and column labels. Row labels is your name. Column label is your region. I want to display name and region here instead of row label and column label. What I will do? I'll go for this report layout. I'll select show it in tabular form. Now the formatting is good. Suppose if I want to change the color, I can choose whichever color I wanted. You have pivot table styles. You can choose whichever style you wanted. Okay. Now here what I wanted is when you select the style, you have row headers. Remove the row header, nothing is happening. Remove the column heading. See, the shade is removed. Banded row, alternative row. You can see it is appearing rows and columns. Earlier there was no rows and columns. Banded column. So no changes there. Okay. Now if I want to change the formatting of this, I want to display it in dollar sign. What I'm going to do here is one more is you have grand total. It is showing you row and column wise. Under design tab itself, you can say off of row and column. I don't want to display row and column. Again, if you want to display only row only column heading, or if you want only column grand total row wise or column wise, you can select, or on for row and column. For row and column, it has to show me the grand total. I want to display grand total only row wise or column wise or both row and column wise. So one is I've told you about report layout, one is I've told you about grand totals and how to apply the pivot table styles. Now I want to change the currency format. I want to apply dollar sign here. So what I'll do is here in the pivot table fields, you have sum of sales. Click on this pop down. Go for value field settings. Go for value field settings. There you have number format. Default now it is sum of sales. Go for number format. In the number format, you go for category currency. In currency, it is showing you dollar sign. Okay, I wanted in dollar sign, but I don't want to have decimal places. I'll reduce this decimal place. I'll click on OK. Again OK. So it is showing you currency symbol as dollar. Any doubts you have in this? Please answer. Okay. So again, I want to display it in different format. Select this database. I'll just copy it to a new sheet. So two formats already I've shown you. Now one more format. I just wanted to display. I'll just mark the attendance. Later on again I'll continue. So select the database, go for insert, you have pivot table. This is my table or range, that is the database what you have selected. If you want it the same worksheet, you can select same worksheet or new worksheet. I'll select existing worksheet. Location, I'll just select any one of the cell, click on OK, and place this pivot table fields anywhere you wanted. See, if I want to hide that, click on this field list. Again, you can click on field list, it will appear. So these field names are in your table, whatever headings are there, that is appearing here. Now I want region to display row wise. Name also row wise. I want sales value to be column wise. Okay. I want my pivot table name and region row wise, and my sales, I want to get the sum of sales. Okay. So it is showing you east separate, mid west, south and west, and grand total. If I want to change the formatting, again I can go for this design tab. So layout, you go for report layout. Now it is in compact form. I can go for tabular form, or if you want outline form. I want it in outline form. Okay. I wanted outline form. Here it is showing you plus and minus. If you don't want this plus and minus, in this pivot table analyze, you can click on this button, show hide button. Okay. So region wise name and your sum of salary, it is shown. Now if you want your value to be displayed in dollar sign, what you have to do, you should go to values, go to value field setting. There you click on number format, select currency. I want to display dollar sign. I don't want to have decimal value. Decimal place, you change that to 0. Click on OK. Okay. Your values, sum of sales is shown you here. Instead of sum of sales, I want to display this heading as total. What I can do is just click on this pop down again, go to value field setting. Here it is showing you custom name, sum of sale. Instead of that, I'll change this to total. See, now it is showing you region, name and total. So if you click on plus or minus button, you can see here minus sign. Again click on this, it is removed. Field header, if you don't want, field headers are removed. That is region and name is displayed, removed once you click on that. If you want, you can change the pattern. Whichever formatting you wanted, you can select it. Okay. You can go here if you want compact form, you can select compact form. If you want outline form, you can display it in outline form. If you want tabular form, it will show you for each region total, it is showing you here. Okay, whichever form you wanted, you can select it. Any doubts you have? Tomorrow you have class, is it? Or it's holiday? Hello? Okay. Now, again, I'll just copy this to another sheet. I want the output to be displayed in this format. Output should be displayed in this format. I want the data to appear in this format. So, what I'll do, select my database. I'll go for insert, pivot table. This is the data what I have selected. Go for existing sheet. Location is, I'm just selecting this cell. Now click on OK. Pivot table fields will appear. So I wanted region to appear row wise. Excuse me. Now I want to get the count of sale. I'll go for this sales. I'll place it in place of value. Here I want to get the count. Click here. Go to value field setting. You select count. Click on OK. Now it is showing you count of sales. Again, I'll select the sales. I want maximum sales. Select the sales. I can drag it and place it in place of value. One more column will appear. Instead of sum of sales, click here. Go to value field setting. Change this to max of sale. Okay. Each region maximum out of 3 records, which is the maximum value. Okay. Again, I want minimum. Select the sales column, place it in place of value. Again, it is showing you sum of sale. Change this function to minimum. Now it will show you minimum of sale. Again, I want average of sales. Select the sales, place it in place of value. It is showing you again sum of sales. I'm changing this to average of sales. Okay. But I don't want this count of sale, max of sale. If I want to change the name, I can change it. Either double click here itself, double click on this count of sale, change that to only count. Click on OK. Again, click on this max of sale. This dialog box will appear. Value field settings. There I'm just changing this to max. Again, click on this minimum of sale. I'll change this to min. Again, double click. Go to average. Click on OK. So if you want this formatting to be changed, you can go for this report layout. If you want tabular means it will show you region here. If you select compact, it will show you row label. It's not showing you the heading as region. If you want tabular, select tabular. Okay, if you want to change the pivot table style, choose whichever style you want. Okay, any doubts? Any doubts you have? Okay. So, can you tell me what are the topics that we have discussed today? So, I've told you about protect sheet, protect workbook. Then I've told you about relative, reference, absolute reference, mixed reference. Then I've told you pivot table. So I've told you what is the difference between table and pivot table. So your normal table, it will show you all the records. Pivot table, it will show you the summarized data. Any doubts you have? No doubts? Have you worked out from the day one till today whatever I have told? Answer, guys. Have you worked out? Okay. So we'll wind up the session today. Thank you.